Hey guys, this is a follow-up to my previous review of Disney's Hercules, both the movie and the video game adaptations, so if you haven't seen that already, then go check it out. When anything on Earth earns more than $100, naturally everyone and their Taiwanese grandmother is gonna want a piece of the action, which leads to an endless void to hell known as bootlegs. Cheap, poorly produced, slapped-together shovelware designed literally to rip off the original, trying to get an accidental purchase by scamming some moron who doesn't know any better. While nothing too flashy, Disney's action game featuring Hercules on PlayStation was a solid game while it lasted, so naturally it spawned a sequel, a 16-bit sequel on Sega Genesis. Ooh boy. Man, okay, heart still beating? Let's play some Hercules Bootlegs. Oof, just look at that title screen. Flashy. It sounds like a ticking time bomb, and what better analogy, because the can of worms I'm about to open in this video is like nothing I've ever stumbled into before. Released in 1999, 2 years after the original movie and game, the first mystery is why it's called Hercules 2 when it's just a shitty port of the PS1 game. Well, that's because there was actually a Hercules 1 on the Genesis and Mega Drive, so let's start off there. Oh no, it looks like some villagers are under attack. What the hell is happening? Whoa! Check out those legs on Hercules. He's looking fine. And those titties? Oh man, I'd motorboat those, even if it cost me my life having to battle this giant fucking orc creature. This is not Hercules! What is happening? So, it turns out in 1997, when the movie released, some dumbass bootlegged another game known as Darn Goddess's Birth from 91 and just slapped the Disney Hercules logo on it. The bastards. This game looks metal as hell though. I'd definitely like to try it out sometime. And I'd like to try her out too. Oh yes! It looks like a lot of fun honestly, but let's get on with Hercules 2, shall we? So this is it. It just steals all of the assets, sprites, sounds, even remixing the original soundtrack and forcing it through a juicer until only the bloody pulp is left. That's the best way I can describe how this feels to play. It's eerily familiar, especially the layout of the environment, how it follows the original game it's ripping off, but my god is he a busted boy. Having to painfully knock down every single training dummy is brutal, because they all take multiple hits. Even the bats take like 3 hits to kill. We've gone from shattering, disintegrating, materializing birds with a single swipe to standing around like a jackass trying to kill these things. Not to mention the rats as well. They're too low to the ground to hit while standing up, and you can't swing your sword while ducking, so you've got to time a perfect hit when they charge at you. Even the goats are out to get me. What the hell, bro? Eat my sword, bitch. With all of this wildlife coming at us, this is a tough game and there are no level checkpoints, so you've got to be on your guard at all times. Man, this is what separates boys from men. Who is strong enough to go the distance? Jonathan Tron? Definitely not. Oh, look at this. Good luck trying to do this when he just refuses to grab on to the next thing. Reach your arms out, Herc. Stop being such a pussy. Time for the first level boss. Jesus, look at this guy! How am I even supposed to get close to him? He's a madman, just spamming the shit out of all of his attacks. Just gotta be really careful and take your time, I guess. Oh man, does this take forever? Look at this garbage! It just never ends! Oh wait, never mind. I guess he just dies whenever he feels like it. Next level is the Centaur's Forest with some more appropriate enemies. Wolves and legless skeletons. Okay, sure. Oh damn, rigor mortis set in quickly for him. That's how you know that they're dead, when their bodies fossilise right in front of you. This level is surprisingly way easier than the first one, primarily because we've got more room to fight enemies and there is plenty of Hercules to refill health. The little Hercules dolls don't seem to do anything though. Whoa, okay, gotta fight this bastard now. He's gonna be just as frustrating as the first guy, isn't he? Where did he go? Oh, great. So I run away like a damn coward, naturally, and he just gives up. So, now I'm stuck, I guess. Let me walk off and piss about for a bit, come back, and thankfully he respawns, so we've just got to get him over to the side in a good rhythm, and there you have it, on to the next level. Never thought I'd say it, but the knockoff soundtrack at times is not the worst thing ever. It's kind of funky, actually. I'm stunned. But now we're in the Big Olive, and everything is just brown. It looks like shit. There is even little posters in the background of shit. Actual poo! Man, those are some self-aware developers. You can really tell they took a lot of pride in their work here. End boss is the Minotaur, and what the fuck? I can't hurt him? Oh no, that shot did some damage, but where am I supposed to stand here? He's throwing bricks at me and I can't get close enough to attack him without getting hit in the process. This is awful! Not just this level, but the entire game. If you couldn't tell! Alright, so I'm back at the boss, and this time I've got myself a safe spot. This one magic pixel where I can hit him and he can't hit me. You might call that cheating, but if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Doesn't matter what you call it, because that doesn't stop this boss going on and fucking on. He will not die! There's no health bar, and if you so much as look at the D-pad, then you'll lose your perfect position and get yourself killed. Look at this. Look at it! It's like a luck of the draw whether your hits actually do anything or not, and he's the biggest, spammiest cunt I've ever met. Guess how long this goes on for. Just take a wild guess. 4 grueling minutes. Take a bullet. Oh, I guess there's no Hydra battle then. I'm actually disappointed. Instead, we're straight into Titan flight on Mount Olympus, and what is that supposed to be? Flaming lions? Headless doves? Cute anime pixies? What sort of reject sprites are these? Man, I'm glad to know there is all this shit waiting for me in heaven when I get there. Let's not kid ourselves, this is actually hell. I officially give up existing when the flying sentient knives start coming at me and whatever the fuck these are supposed to be. We rescue Daddy Zeus and it's on to the final fight against Hades. Oh wow, he looks fabulous in that green dress. It's a great colour on him. It definitely doesn't blend in with all of the other green graphics in this level. And with that blue hairdo, all he's missing is some red pearls, and he'd be Marge fucking Simpson. This fight sucks. You just get on the side, take as many shots as fast as you can, and remember to jump over his projectiles. And that's the end of the game. Hercules and Meg embrace, and the cowards who made this trash don't even have the stones to credit themselves, probably because they knew people would hunt them down. There is also a Super Famicom version of the game, which is even worse. It's basically the same game, but the music is far more generic, and the game ends after the flying stage, meaning no Marge Simpson battle. The only good thing is in that version, the Hercules dolls actually increase your health bar. Overall, a complete piss take of a game. Hercules doesn't even have gorgeous blonde hair and tits for Zeus' sake. What a terrible sequel. I wish I'd never played this crap, but that's just the beginning of Hercules Bootlegs, okay? Allow me to enlighten you with the legend of Hercules on PS2. Hercules spelt with a K. Man, that's a weird way to do it. You know, his name is actually Hercules, right? We played a shitty puzzle game called Hercules Battle with the Gods a few years ago on this channel. But let's talk about this game. Take a guess who published this. Phoenix Games. Oh, my old nemesis. We finally meet again. Bastard. Some of you may be familiar. Phoenix Games are responsible for publishing awful shovelware, including full rip-off bootleg versions of famous movies animated by outsourced companies. I've covered some of these myself in the past, such as Dinosaur Adventure and The Mouse Police.
Coward.
Both animated classics, of course. They're all packaged with the same worthless mini-games, colouring books, and puzzles of a baby's arse cheeks that feature stills from the movie, but the real atrocity here is always the film itself. Code Monkeys also had something to do with this one apparently, as their logo is on the title, and the last time I talked about them was Simpsons skateboarding. Uh-oh. This was released on both PS1 and 2, with the PS1 version commanding outrageous prices on eBay. Damn! That must mean it's gonna be better than the Disney film. Let's give it a watch.
Keep it flowing, boys. Raise your glasses, fill your plates, eat, drink, and be gods. Bottoms up!
Wow, Danny DeVito really let himself go this time around. We're introduced to Hera, the goddess of women, family and childbirth. She's Zeus's sister and former bride. Long story short, she's not a fan of Big Daddy. Anyway, we see her being introduced to some of the gods. Apollo shines so brightly she has to put on some sunglasses. I'm not gonna lie, that one got a chuckle out of me. There's Poseidon, who is a weird fish man out of Castlevania. Ares, the god of war, who speaks like Frankenstein with no brain.
War is
And finally, Zeus and Aphrodite. They're all here to watch the first ever Olympic Games, which arrogant Hercules completely demolishes everyone. Now listen, I'm not up with legitimate Greek lore, but with a little research, this is all based on genuine events. Zeus and Hera being at odds with each other, they pit Hercules up against King Eurystheus. King Urethra. I tell you what, these Olympic Games look like a lot of fun. A bunch of almost naked bros running around showing off their jacked dude bods. You know, wrestling is an Olympic sport, and I'm sure they were wrestling in the showers afterwards. Oh boy. They did a good job to make Hercules come across like a reckless, egotistical twat in this movie. He's showboating after every move, he really thinks he's king shit. He even poses in front of the mirror and stares at himself. Man, what a dickhead. He's not exactly a good-looking guy either. In fact, all of them have something wrong with their faces. Their eyebrows and mouths contort like they're being possessed by a demon. After the games are won, Princess Deianira comes out to award him a crown when he basically wets his toga, falls in love and proposes on the spot. But then they awkwardly have this exchange where she rejects him and he gets all up in arms about it, like, "Who must I battle to claim you, woman?" And it's like, dude, she's not interested. Take a fucking hint. Of course, I'm translating all of this for you because good luck hearing anything over this awful violin.
Will you marry me?
What?
Will you marry me? Perhaps you haven't heard, Hercules. She's going to marry me.
You don't mind, do you? She is, after all, more deserving.
It's weird. This is arguably more faithful to the source material than Disney's adaptation, but God, I know which version I'd rather be watching. In spite of him trying to steal his girl, I don't honestly blame him, Urethra decides to poison Hercules with Hades' wine, turning him into Mario 64, and then trips balls seeing visions of the Hydra and passes out. And suddenly, the battle is on. Oh man, this is embarrassing. They really went nuts on the soundtrack. It's like a classy jazz fever dream. Well, it turns out that it was actually a fever dream because he's awoken by his gay little fuckboy. I'm not even making that up. His name is Iolaus, and he legitimately was Hercules' lover. Progressive cartoon, I've got to say. But the absolute cheek of Hercules to propose at the first sight of Deianira when you've got this charming twink by your side. Wow. It's revealed that, oh no, Hercules went crazy while tripping balls and destroyed the city of Thebes. With Urethra working for Hera, the girl is taken captive and he informs Hercules that in order to rescue her, then he must embark on an epic journey to destroy the real Hydra.
And there you must kill the Hydra.
What did he say?
Why should I kill the Hydra?
Hydra?
Kill the Hydra.
Hydra?
The Hydra.
The fucking Hydra? It's not called that! This is honestly the most competent scene in the entire movie, with the shadow of his crown casting devil horns in the background. It's such a great touch, and with the thunder booming so loud, you feel it through the TV. Whoa! 3D animation! Check that out!
Hercules, don't go.
I must, Iolaus.
But the Hydra.
Oh, that is really pissing me off.
I'll do this alone.
So he just walks down the side of a vertical cliff? Okay. And now he's in a boat going down a river, I guess. You know, events certainly are occurring here in this movie. God, this is awful. He gets eaten by... I'm losing my shit trying to do this. It's just so fucking stupid. While I'm trying to say my lines, I can vividly see the images from the movie, and I'm just cracking up. Fuck. He gets eaten by a crocodile, which is incredibly unrealistic, because that must be a giant crocodile if it can fit him. What is wrong with me? Oh man, I kind of want to leave all this in the actual video. Oh fuck. So yeah, he's going down this river and suddenly he gets eaten by a crocodile, which is incredibly unrealistic. That must be a giant crocodile if it can fit a grown man inside of its mouth like that. Anyway, he gets saved by the little gay guy.
Hercules, let me give you a hand.
I thought I could do this alone. How will I face the Hydra?
We'll find a way.
He's gay. Okay, you get the joke. Moving on. This movie is bad, but at least it's somewhat understandable to follow for the most part, and again, features faithfully told stories, such as the duo being attacked by a giant boar, which Hercules is able to tame. Suddenly, Fuckboy gets snatched into the bushes, so naturally, Herc goes to pay Cyclops a visit, who orders him to clean his stables to earn the freedom of his friend. Holy shit! There is more shit in this stable than there is in the entire movie. How is that possible? In the end, he cheats by breaking open a dam and then proceeds to bully Cyclops. Oh god, moving on, please. Finally, we come to the incredible Hydra battle.
Let me kill him!
Oh my god, shut up! This thing has more to say than my ex-wife! This is putrid. Literally putrid. Since when is Booger Blast an appropriate combat move for a giant multi-headed snake creature? Aside from that, the battle is oddly satisfying in an ironic way. Apparently each head can transform into different objects like a battle axe, and once it's defeated, of course, it quickly comes squirming back. Hercules admits he's defeated and doesn't stand a chance against the immortal Hydra, at which point the additional heads begin to berate the primary one and force him into a pit to his death? This is stupid! Ultimately, Herc climbs up the side of Mount Olympus like he wants to murder Bart Simpson. He also has a tail now for some reason. The other gods try to stop him, but God of War runs away like a coward when his arrows are repelled, and Poseidon just blows air on him. God, useless bitch. The sound effects on this next clip have not been altered in any way. Zeus finally electrocutes Hera to death and reunites Hercules and the girl, who is suddenly swooning over the man she couldn't stand the sight of a mere 40 minutes ago, because nothing makes a guy hotter than his overbearing pursuit of a woman. A woman who would ultimately fucking kill him. Nice job, dumbass. That'll teach you not to waste a perfectly reliable twink. I'll be honest, I am incredibly disappointed by this. I mean, the fact that this was officially released as a video game when the only gameplay is doing shitty puzzles, of course, it earns a fantastic score of 1 out of 10. But I'm mostly upset that the cover artwork completely lied to us. Where was the boat? Where was the dead goat stuck up in a tree? And why do the characters look nothing like this? It seemed odd to me that the animation was clearly handled by an entirely different team of people. Usually these shitty films were created by a studio known as Dingo Pictures, with their distinctly garbage designs that are so low budget they don't even have a fucking budget. It looks like a kindergarten painting. I did a lot of digging for you guys and discovered that Legend of Hercules was originally created by a studio known as Pure Magic and published by Stardust in 1997, the same year as Disney's movie. The VHS even come with toys of some of the characters in the film, which is shocking to see. But even more shocking, I stumbled into this same artwork on a different Hercules movie. Created by Dingo Pictures, the unrivaled legends of terrible animated bootlegs. So they've got their own Hercules movie? Now, this one never appeared on any of these weird video games that I'm aware of anyway. The only problem is, I couldn't find a version of the movie in English. I was only able to find German, Finnish and Italian versions online. Oh, look at that cover. They have no shame. The only version performed in English I could get my hands on was done by a 10-year-old kid.
Is it true that I heard something very interesting? 2 things about us. Oh, yeah, what are we talking about? When the gods were born, he decided to let me come servant of all the Greek people so I can get up from them.
I mean, it's no worse than the normal guy that does the voiceover, I suppose. So please bear with me here, as I'm going to attempt to follow along with YouTube's auto-generated subtitles for this, which, as I'm sure you're all aware, is incredibly accurate, never gets anything wrong. Actually no, this could get ugly very, very quickly, so if you wouldn't mind, please say a quick prayer for me as we begin yet another awful shitfest. Oh man, how did this happen? I was only supposed to talk about one movie in this review. Now I have to endure another? You bastards better be subscribed or I'm gonna be really upset. The plot in this one is very similar to the previous movie, with all of the gods standing around on Olympus, Zeus and Hera arguing over their chosen heroes, and... what the fuck is that supposed to be? Oh, hyenas are here too! Of course they are. Dingo Pictures always reuse assets. Like the dogs from Dalmatians 3. And that annoying bird. Ah, Jesus. It's all coming back to me now.
What had become of Toby and Timmy?
It's honestly astonishing just how terrible this looks. I mean, the Pure Magic one looked like arse, but this one is like freshly wiped toilet paper. So yeah, to sum up the story, Hercules is faced with his 12 trials and he roams around completing them to earn the respect of the townspeople and the gods. I am glad to see his little boy toy is back again, only this time he sounds more like Gollum.
Der Fels da stört. Was? Der Fels stört. Er passt nicht in die Landschaft.
It's weird watching this in the native language that it was animated to. And guess what? The voice sync still does not match up. Why am I not surprised? And the all-encompassing sound of dead air throughout all of the dialogue is the most accurate description of what it's like to bear witness to this.
Das scheint mir ein fairer Vorschlag zu sein. Einverstanden.
Yeah, that'd be my reaction if this mad cow come charging towards me. She says that Hercules is a breast cancer and must be stopped. This leads to the first monster battle of the movie. Jesus! What the fuck? Excuse me, you can't just do that to a guy without warning, okay? And then they just stand around and have a chat. Even the monster has a chat. Oh, God. This shit is gonna send someone to the hospital, for Christ's sake. Urethra, whatever, he's an annoying, spluttering child in this version, and in all honesty, I don't think he's all there. What is with this trippy horror music? Is there gonna be a jump scare? Hercules travels to the village and announces that he will kill the great lion, when a goat appears and a hush falls over the crowd. Okay, I love that. Epic moment. Hera wakes up this lion and the king, by throwing a pixelated rock at him, and just in time for Hercules to come along and kill it.
Hast du das gesehen?
Whoa, he fucking murdered the poor thing in cold blood. No wonder the chick is still not impressed with his antics and walks off, while the entire townspeople laugh at him. They start talking about the Hydra. Sorry, I mean the Hydra. In this German version, they actually call it a Hydra, so who the fuck knows what to call the damn thing? In all honesty, my sole interest in these fuckfest films is seeing their interpretation of all the mythological creatures, with Hydra being the star. The fucking thing still has 100 different opinions to blurt out all at once, but I'm just glad I don't speak this language. That was the most embarrassing shit. How did they get away with releasing this? It's so fucking bad. Honestly, even though this is trash, I'm sure the team still spent at least 2 afternoons making it. But could they have not, at the very least, crop the shots correctly? Hercules has been sliced in half, and they show it multiple times.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
So, Danny DeVito, who has 3 eyes now, dances around, because I guess that's what Danny does best, before Hercules just throws him away like you'd throw a dog onto your bed, and laughs along to the next scene, entering the underworld. Of course the entranceway has to give us more dialogue that we didn't consent to. Listen to the sound of all these poor unfortunate souls. You can tell by their screams that they've watched this movie too. Okay, now you've seen that, let me show you a clip from the 3rd act of Mouse Police, also made by Dingo Pictures. Sums it all up, really. Hades looks pretty cool though, and we get a shot of all of his creatures. They each taunt Hercules with vicious ferocity. Okay, now, there's a fucking wizard, the Oracle as they call him, and he's doing a bunch of magic spells, seeing into the future. He's like, can I offer you a coffee? 1 sugar or 2? No, seriously, he adds sugar to the coffee to make the premonition sweeter. Ah, Fuck this movie! Finally, the underworld creatures all attack Mount Olympus, and it's the best part of the entire movie.
Herkules!
Hast du das gesehen? Klappt doch prima.
Vorsicht, der Nächste!
Bravo, Hercules.
The day is saved, Hercules is a hero, even Hera is impressed, and they all ride around on Danny DeVito's centaur creatures. Roll credits. Now, you usually don't get to see the credits when these films are ported to video game releases, so it was interesting to see. I counted 12 names in total who made this, many of them credited for multiple parts of the production. Well, produce this, you bastards! Man, I really wish I could say that was it. But I can't. Because there is yet another Hercules rip-off movie! What? As soon as I think I've killed the beast, it grows back with 3 more heads stronger than ever! What am I supposed to do here? Produced by MondoTV from Italy in 1998, while the previous 2 films both ran for a grueling 45 minutes each, this movie is extra special. Well, it must be, because the runtime is an hour and a half! Oh, please, just end my suffering! Well, the good news is that I don't feel compelled to actually watch through this one, as it's very clearly an educational film, like those you'd be shown at school. Presented in the telling of ancient fables around a campfire, I'm just glad to be reminded what real animation looks like. It's not Disney quality by any means, but it's watchable, the performance is passable, and I don't even need to watch the full thing to know that it's the most accurate telling of Hercules' 12 labours by far. It speaks of all the characters we've seen today, including Iolaus, who in the brief time I watched this, I learned that he was actually Hercules' nephew, which I wasn't aware of up until that point. I guess all of those jokes about him being a lover were in poor taste. No, wait, that was still a thing apparently. Oh dear. The main thing I want to take a look at is the Hydra battle here, and yes, they do pronounce it Hydra. You know what? It's not bad. It gets the job done as an educational piece. I've no interest in watching the full 90 minutes, but it is available free on YouTube if you want to check it out. It's insane to me just how many bootleg versions of this movie were made to try and capitalise on Disney's success. Now, I fully understand that the Greek tales are public domain, meaning that anybody can come along and make stories about them and distribute them freely, but all of these within the span of a single year is no coincidence. Now, I can forgive MondoTV and their version, as it's a more accurate telling of the events, because it was an educational film, not designed to try and scam money out of unsuspecting buyers. But there are still just too many of these movies to wrap my head around. There was another film from Good Times, which is like a radical anime with some cool battles. The animation was handled by Jetlag Productions, but this one actually predates the Disney film, so it's technically not a rip-off. Then there was another 50-minute cartoon by Burbank Animation Studios and published by Anchor Bay, which looks like it was made in Flash. Still, it's an improvement over the Dingo Pictures ones, I suppose, but the sound design is also terrible. Just listen.
Let go! It's mine! Let go!
Cease!
Give it back!
I had assumed this was another shameless cash grab, but from what I could find, it was released in either 1995 or 96. The official Burbank Animation site wasn't exactly clear, but again, that predates the Disney film, so I think I just dodged yet another bullet. That leads us to one last movie, simply known as Hercules, originally released in 1997, the final bootleg of today's video. Created by Golden Films, famous for their mockbuster titles such as Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Hunchback of Notre Dame, and Tarzan of the Apes, fuck off! These are not mockbusters, they're fucking rip-offs, bootlegs, you scummy cunts! To think Sony, of all brands, had anything to do with publishing this trash is beyond me! This Hercules movie even come with a shitty toy back in the day, and it doesn't even look like him. Oh, man. That's hardly compensation for what you're about to bear witness.
Come to Olympus, you gods and you immortals.
Oh no. Oh no! It's a musical!
Adventures to an era when living was a blast. A wonderful story reunites.
Man, look at this. This is gonna be the gayest movie yet. Finally we see Hercules, and get used to seeing him because these shots get reused multiple times throughout the film. After being subjected to this song and dance for 3 minutes, we see these disembodied heads introducing the story. Are these supposed to be the Muses? Oh, what a severe downgrade, and excuse me, could you speak up a bit?
This was the time you hung out with all those gods and goddesses.
The story begins with Hercules' mother, who is sad and heartbroken over the loss of her husband. This is of course Zeus's cue to bang an easy one on the rebound, creating a child destined to be king. Meanwhile, Hera, who is on that slimming diet, conjures up a plan for her own son to be king so that she can rule over the world. Now remember in the Disney film, the creepy, disgusting fates who can look into the future? Well, guess who is here to tell the future? A young girl of colour named Fate, of course. This girl is presented like a fumbling clown, not knowing how to use her spells correctly, and just generally appearing out of place on screen. It's worth mentioning that she is the only black character in this entire movie. Look at the rest of them. This place is so white it could be a course on SSX. I find it just a bit uncomfortable that the only black character is presented like a complete fool. So Hera sends the two-headed serpent to kill baby Hercules, and the animation is so blatant they're not even trying to hide it. As the young boy grows up, he finds a magical garden where he meets Princess Ariana.
What is that? Why, these are words. They've been written on parchment so that I can read them.
Well, that doesn't sound like fun. Why sit around with a silly old scroll when you can climb a tree, or hurdle a bench, or stand on your hands?
Ew, you like reading books? Ugh, yuck. Girls are gross. They remain friends as they grow up together and, oh god, not another song!
What's with girls? They're linen and they're lace. They never think of battling or winning in a race.
Did they really feel it necessary to make up a song about these archaic, fragile gender stereotypes? You know I was joking about the reading thing, right? But the message in this song is actually, why read books when you can fight and be a lazy bloke? And yet despite that, the girl is still like, well, boys are weird, but I definitely still want a boyfriend to be my big protector because I'm a basic bitch. With all of this heterosexual singing, I'm starting to think that this movie won't feature any of Hercules' male lovers. Hera attempts to murder the boy via a chariot, but Herc's poor mother gets caught in the crossfire, and it's really sad.
How could you leave me? I can't bear to be alone. Why didn't you just let me die?
Because you have an important destiny, Hercules.
Zeus comes down like, sorry about your dead mum, bro. Try becoming a hero if you want to go to Mount Olympus, at which point we're treated to a few legally distinct rock thrown into the ocean shots. So now Zeus begins training him to be a hero? This movie cannot take a breather. We're only 15 minutes in. That's so weird seeing this huge god in this setting. He's just stood out in some random field training this guy. Anyway, Hercules is an impatient whore for adventure, so Hera tricks him into doing the 12 labours, the first of which sends him to fucking Egypt of all places. Meanwhile, there is all this pointless filler about hairdressing and Hera's son, who she doesn't even know the name of.
That right belongs to my son,
Hercules.
right.
What an absolute dog of a woman. And, oh no, please!
My strength was given by the gods to do the best I could.
Oh, another song and dance all about how much of a hero he's becoming? Eat your heart out, Disney. This fuckfest skips over the cooler parts of the story even more efficiently than you ever could. For his final labour, thanks to some advice from his well-read girlfriend, he travels to space? Yeah, he goes there to meet Atlas, who is holding the world up. Is that a thing? Man, maybe I should have watched the educational movie because I can't believe this shit. Anyway, Atlas tricks him into taking his place with the world on his shoulders, and then instantly gets tricked back. Awful. Just awful. For the final battle, he fights off the giant two-headed serpent, and after an agonising 3 minutes, it's all over. The moral of the story is that books aren't just for dumb girls, they're also for dumb boys to exploit smart girls, and they all live happily ever after. Lucky them. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. No more. No more! The fact that somehow, some way, this last movie was the most disjointed and patronising out of the entire bunch is a crime against humanity! I mean, how? How did so many of these fucking Hercules movies get made on such shoestring budgets, and how many deprived children had the misfortune to grow up with this garbage? After this ordeal, I never want to hear another word uttered of Hercules in my life. I'm so tired. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and remember to share with your friends and on social media. I'm Square Eye Jack, and I hope you have a great fucking day. Thanks for watching. Fuck. I wanna die!